Hello, I'm Cindy, and in this video I'll be sharing about our team project called SeaSaw, and it is built for our physical computing project. It's a two-player game where you stand on balance boards and work together to control a serving board and collect coins. The goal was to explore collaboration without words, just through movement. It fits under the future of work theme, focusing on enhanced collaboration. And here's how the project come to life. Every project starts with a lot of brainstorming. We begin with data physicalization. The idea was to like hitting a wall to make it light up, to release stress. Well, it might look interesting, but it actually lacked real engagement or feedback. So we asked, what if we make something fun and weird, something we'd actually enjoy? After a plenty of back and forth, and thanks to Jared's input, we landed on the idea of balancing. It felt active, social, and full of potential.
Well, you're good at it.
Laying the foundation for what would become SeaSaw. Before presenting our blueprint, we needed a solid concept, something more concrete than just balancing. This part was tough. I spent hours sketching ideas on a whiteboard, trying to figure out what kind of interaction would be meaningful and fit our theme. We first imagined two players on separate boards holding handles to influence each other's movement, but it didn't really align well with our original theme, data physicalization. So we shifted to a single-player windsurfing simulation. The idea was to use an ocean API for real-time wave data, with fans to stimulate wind, and water sprays for wave intensity. And we used a projector that could display an ocean scene on the floor, making the whole experience more immersive. The first thing we did in the studio was paint the ocean.
I love painting. I love blue.
This is me currently working on our passive prototype, and then I'm trying to draw the floor of our prototype, which is an ocean. And then in the actual project, we're going to use this as a projector to blast different images on it.
I led the painting while the other team members built the balance board using a wooden base. To test the interaction, we used a phone balancing app out to mimic how the balancing would work in real life. At first, we thought it was ready, but the painting alone wasn't enough. So I explored Unity assets and found this asset called FFT Ocean, which gave us more realistic and adjustable wave effects. Zen and I also tested projectors and found a small one that worked well with a large whiteboard, and we can use it to project the visuals of the ocean. We added an interactive map with an API, allowing users to click locations and trigger wind and wave data. We then manually control two fans and water sprays to simulate it. We also start testing the balance board's accelerometer.
This is 0 for the Y, and if we do this, it's like positive, it's negative. Damn! That's nice.
And with these data, we can use it in Unity to control the player's movement. After setting up and adjusting the angles, we had our first passive prototype, which we shared with others for early feedback. At this stage, we asked, how can we make this more fun and interactive? After hearing feedback like, can the board spin? Or could this be a game? We decided to shift the project towards enhanced collaboration. That meant turning SeaSaw into a two-player experience, where teamwork became the focus. We built a second balance board the same way we did with the first one, using our painted 3D base. We rethink the API selection. So I found a 3D globe model to modify and print it out for use. Zen and I then customized and painted the globe.
Trying to do the ocean area. Zen! And accident happens.
We had issues connecting the globe to the actual API.
What's our current idea?
Our current idea have different things. So we wanted to touch, like spin and touch to select a location. However, right now we're talking about two different ideas. One is we manually
Be a
geoguesser to input the user selecting.
And we realized it was overcomplicating things. This is because the globe wasn't the main feature, and the selection should be simple, not the focus. So we made a bold call, scrap the API system, and focus entirely on the collaborative gameplay. That decision led to our mid-fidelity prototype, a two-player surfing game where players balance together to collect stars across the ocean. Before the exhibition, we did a lot of user testings to refine the experience. A 2-minute countdown per round turned out to be the sweet spot. Challenging, but not too tiring. Based on feedback, we switched from floor projection to a horizontal screen, which solves the visibility issues in bright lighting. We also had some hardware challengings. Our 3D printed base broke twice during the testing.
2 weeks before the exhibit, and we probably did too much user testing, so it breaks.
So we printed backups. And we made an extra board as well.
So now the customize is done. So you can see we got a new balance board.
By the end, I felt like a 3D printing expert. Well, maybe after plenty of trial and errors, of course. It rained the whole day during exhibition, but that actually made the experience feel more immersive, like real surfing. We were surprised by how popular the project was, especially with a group of high school students who laughed, screamed, and kept coming back to play. Other visitors joined in too, and it was great seeing so much excitement. The gameplay worked just as we hoped. Both players had to tilt in sync, making collaboration feel natural and fun.
Winners this year with 19 votes, Team Guest Physical.
Of course, there's still room for future improvements. One idea is to bring back the real-time Ocean API to enhance immersion. We also like to add more gameplay levels for players with different level skills. Thank you for watching my journey through SeaSaw, and I hope through this video it gets to help you to have more inspiration through trust, balance, and collaboration.